The Galactic Council's annual Unity Gala was the most prestigious event in the known universe, where diplomats, merchants, and nobles from 1,000 worlds gathered beneath the crystalline domes of Station Elysium. It was a place of power, prestige, and politics, everything Alexis despised. She stood in the shadow of a massive obsidian pillar, her lavender skin almost translucent in the soft lighting, betraying her anxiety. The thin, iridescent membranes along her temples, a feature of her Velcari people, flickered nervously. Back home on Velcar Prime, she was nobody. The daughter of a minor merchant who'd gambled away their family's fortune, she'd been sent here as a last-ditch effort to secure a marriage alliance with someone, anyone, who could restore their name. The problem was simple. Every suitor who approached her tonight would discover her family's bankruptcy within minutes. The galactic elite had information networks faster than light-speed communications. She would be humiliated, her family's shame broadcast across the station before the first course was even served. "Excuse me," a voice said behind her, rough, gravelly, unmistakably human. Alexis turned to find a tall man in an ill-fitting formal suit, clearly uncomfortable in the refined setting. His hair was cropped military short, silver threading through the dark brown. Scars traced paths across his weathered hands, and his eyes, those strange, forward-facing predator eyes that marked humans as the galaxy's most unsettling species, studied her with unexpected gentleness. "You look like you're planning an escape route," Henry said, a slight smile tugging at his scarred lip. "Trust me, I've mapped 3 already. The ventilation shaft behind that sculpture is your best bet." Despite herself, Alexis laughed. "That obvious? I spent 20 years in the Terran Expeditionary Corps," he said. "I know the look of someone who doesn't want to be somewhere." An idea struck Alexis with desperate clarity. This human, clearly out of place himself, clearly not part of the elite circles, might be her only chance. "I need to ask you something crazy," she said quickly, before courage failed her. "Can you pretend to be my boyfriend? Just for tonight. Please. I'll explain everything. But I'm about to be humiliated in front of everyone who matters in this sector, and I just need—" "Yes," Henry interrupted. Alexis blinked. "Yes? Just like that? You don't even know why. You're scared. You're alone. And you asked for help." He offered his arm, that strange human gesture. "On Earth, we have a saying, 'No soldier left behind.' Applies off-world too." Before Alexis could process this, a familiar, sneering voice cut through the ambient music. Well, little Alexis Th. Varen. I heard your family finally collapsed. Tell me, are you here looking for a generous patron? I might have some positions available." Lord Zexathal slithered closer, his reptilian frame wrapped in expensive bioluminescent robes. He was everything Alexis hated about the upper class: cruel, entitled, and protected by wealth and connections. He'd been propositioning her all week, each offer more degrading than the last. Henry's hand covered hers on his arm. Not possessive, but protective. "I don't believe we've met," Henry said, his voice dropping to something cold and dangerous. "Henry Volkov, Alexis's partner." Zexathal's tongue flickered in amusement. "Partner? You're human. A mercenary, from your stance." "Alexis, really, this is your solution? How delightfully desperate." "Actually," Alexis said, feeling courage flowing from Henry's steady presence. "Henry is a decorated war hero. He commanded the defense of Proxima Station during the Kresh incursion. It was a guess, based on his age and bearing, but Henry's slight nod confirmed it. Zexathal's amusement faltered. The Proxima Station defense was legendary. 3,000 humans holding off a fleet of 50,000 Kresh warriors for 6 weeks until reinforcements arrived. It had changed how the galaxy viewed humanity. They weren't just the strange newcomers anymore. They were survivors, fighters, protectors. "The Kresh killed a lot of good people," Henry said quietly. "People I cared about. We held that station because giving up would have meant civilian transports, including Velcari refugees, would have been slaughtered. So we stayed. We fought. And when it was over, I was one of 12 humans who walked off that station alive." The nearby conversations had stopped. People were listening now. "You want to mock Alexis for her family's misfortune?" Henry continued. "For having the courage to come here despite knowing she'd face people like you? On my world, we measure worth differently. Not by credit accounts or bloodlines. By character. By what you do when everything's falling apart." He turned to Alexis, and she saw something unexpected in those predator eyes. Respect. Real respect. This woman asked a stranger for help, swallowing her pride because she didn't want to face humiliation alone. That takes more courage than most battles I've fought. He looked back at Zexathal. What have you done that required courage? Ever. The silence was absolute. Zexathal retreated without another word, and slowly, the gala resumed around them. I'm sorry, Alexis whispered. I used you. You needed help, Henry said simply. And now you've got it. Not just for tonight. He smiled, genuine warmth breaking through his warrior's exterior. See, I came to this gala for one reason. I'm starting a shipping company. Small, honest, working-class transport. And I need someone who knows galactic trade routes and customs. Alexis stared. You're offering me a job? A partnership, actually. 60-40 split, since you'll be doing most of the real work while I fly and intimidate people. His eyes twinkled. I figure someone with your background knows exactly how not to run a business. And someone with mine knows how to defend it. But you don't know anything about me. I know you asked for help when you needed it. I know you're honest about your situation. And I know you stood here ready to face humiliation rather than compromise your principles with someone like Zexathal. Henry shrugged. On Earth, we'd call that good character. It's enough. Alexis felt tears threatening, the first hope she'd experienced in months blossoming in her chest. Thank you, she whispered. Don't thank me yet, Henry said with a grin. Wait until you see the ship. She's beautiful, but she's held together with hope and welding repairs. As they walked together through the gala, Alexis realized something profound. She'd asked for a pretend boyfriend for one night. Instead, she'd found something far more valuable. A human who understood that true strength meant lifting others up, not pushing them down. Behind them, the galaxy's elite whispered and wondered. But Alexis didn't care anymore. She had a future again, and it started with the most human answer possible. Yes.